Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Fred Razak at CMtrading. Today is July 12th, 2019, and today is Friday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, just one event coming out of the United States at 2:30 South African time, monthly PPI number coming out. This is an inflationary number, not that important unless there is any super surprises in it, which I don't think there will be. But looking at the markets, we're going to start with the Forex market. Aussie dollar back on resistance as the South African rand and the Canadian dollar strengthened versus the USD. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. And looking at the Dow Jones making new all-time highs yesterday, 27,160-ish level. We're going to take a look at that in just a second. Looking at commodities, gold trades within its range and just tapers off right there. Oil tries to push higher above its resistance at $61 a barrel. We'll take a look at that as well. And lastly, looking at the stocks, what's carrying our markets higher? The banks, okay? Ironically, this is right after Powell testified this week. So the markets are still feeling very positive as we move forward, okay? But let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So we're looking here at an Aussie dollar chart, a 4-hour chart. You can see we're hitting that resistance once again at this 69.97 level, and this is really an important level for us to be, okay? As the Aussie dollar has gotten a little bit stronger here, this is resistance, and the other pairs are not just trading as strongly as the Aussie dollar. I'm talking about the euro and the GBP, and that's why I'm focusing on this right now. And so if this does push above it, then we could see it go back to the 70-40-ish range. But if it does falter around here, just note that this is a decent resistance level. So just be aware of that later today. But looking at the rand, okay, this is something we haven't covered in quite some time. And we're looking at a daily chart, okay? As you can see, we're on support here at 1395-ish level and just breaking below it, but it's really got to break it with some gust, okay? Got to break it with some okay, because we've been in this range for quite some time. This is a Fibonacci retracement levels that we've been looking at for quite some time. So this is really a major level for it to break through. And I'd like to see it break through the 1380-ish level for possibly to get back to the 1350-ish level if that actually fruites, okay? However, if it doesn't, then it will bounce here. Okay, but just note that you are at a crossroads here, a potential crossroads here on the downside with the rand. Looking at the Canadian dollar as well, getting stronger versus the USD, and you can see we're at multi-year support here at 130-ish level. If we do break this, then the next stop is 126, which we haven't been in quite some time, into about 2 years. So this is something to really take into consideration if it does make some sort of correctional move on the downside. Now, this is really on the back of the fact that oil has been pricing higher. $61 a barrel, just faltering here at 61, just shy of $61 a barrel, really 60.98-ish level, but we're there. Okay, we're still at that upper range and still not selling off. So showing some strength here as we come closer to this minor resistance level at $61, and then the Fibonacci retracement a little bit above that. So just be aware of that as this continues to trade later today. Now, looking at gold, this is what I'm talking about. We're really trading within a range, okay? Upper range is 1436 we mentioned, and the lower range is 1385, and we're right smack in the middle of that. 1410 is your average price, and we're right there. So nothing really to hit home about right now in terms of oil. Now, jumping into the Dow Jones, all-time highs, 27,170-ish level. Let's look at a weekly just to give you a perspective, okay? This was our all-time highs back in February, okay? And this is our all-time highs about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. So with that said, this is something to really consider as this is making no all-time highs. Now, it's not Microsoft and the Apples, and not the FANG stocks that are pushing us higher, but the bank stocks. So the bank stocks are pushing higher. That's a very good sign. It means that there's going to be future lending. The banks are going to be a little bit more conservative, okay, in terms of their lending regulatory basis, meaning to say that they're going to lend money much more freely, and that usually spurs the economy further higher. Now, I want to make a point that a lot of people are very weary about the stock market. It's never gone this high in such a short period of time. It's been so bullish for so long, about 3 years almost right now, and we're due for a correction. So until I get that confirmation, I can't say that we're heading for a correction. Okay, so as long as the regulations are still what they are, as long as the policy, the economic policies are still status quo, I don't see why the market's going to retrace. Okay, the kind of like the same thing happened in the real estate market in the United States, where it just kept on going higher and higher and higher, and everybody's going to say, there's due for a correction, it's due for a correction, and that may be so. Okay, but it's not happening right now. Okay, it's not showing us that it's happening right now. So it's taking a little bit of a rotation in terms of what's pushing us higher. And as we can see, the banks are pushing us higher. So let's look at that. We just follow Bank of America, which is not the best one to follow, okay, because you can see it's trading in a range, not pushing higher. It should be somewhere in the $31 to $32 range, where if we look at Google, should also be somewhere in the $1,200 range, okay, where it's not, it's about $100 less. Facebook, it's close to its highs, but not breaking higher. Okay, the markets are making all-time highs, okay, which is a little bit disconcerting when the stocks are not doing it. Microsoft close to its all-time highs, but not breaking higher. Amazon as well. If you look at that, also it's above 2,000, but it's not at all-time highs either. Okay, so this is a little bit disconcerting because the stock market's going higher, but the stocks are not there yet. Okay, so it could be that the market, it will play catch up, okay, that the stocks will catch up to the market, or it could be that there could be a correction and we'll see a sell-off in the Dow Jones. It's just traders pushing it higher. So got to keep an eye on that as that actually fruites and discloses itself throughout the remainder of the summer. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.